Hello and welcome everybody with the free CCNA training on techpix.net. My name is Ahmed Aljawad. I'm your instructor for this tutorial, and I'm happy and excited to go through and cover the topics with the CCNA training. My name is Ahmed Aljawad. I'm a senior network engineer. I'm the instructor and I'm author on techpix.net. Today we are going to start with the introduction for the CCNA training, and I was thinking before I do this, actually I did like a couple of the lessons. So what I did just like everybody else. I went and started like from the zero on how to get certified and start putting the lessons together. And then I think on the third lessons, I start thinking that's why I'm doing the training like everybody else. Everybody else, they're covering everything. They're covering all the basics. They're covering like step by step in how to be CCNA certified, how to go, and then they go to all of the basics and everything, like literally on every little details that can help you out to be a network engineer or CCNA certified. So I thought I might be a little different, and the way I go to be a little different is I'll act like I'm a student that are trying to prepare for a CCNA. The difference is like as a student, I have to find the resources to be certified, and the resources is available on YouTube and on Google. You could just go and Google them and find them. So in here, what I'm going to do, we'll go download the exam topics from Cisco, and then we are going to cover those exam topics, but we are covering them not by talking about them here. We are covering them by finding the resource for these exam topics, and then I'll show you like what you have to study, what you have to read, and then I'll put this training more forward to be what's after you are going to be certified, what are you going to facing in your day-to-day real job, where you're going actually using what you learned to be CCNA server. For example, if we went to the switching and we covered the VLANs and how we dealing with VLANs and everything else, for example, that's what we're going to take in the switching. I'm going to cover, I'll show you how to actually to go find a good resources for the VLAN, for example, on YouTube, on Google, and any other websites, and cover some of the basics and definitions that's actually gonna get you past the exam. But then I'll put more like the exam of how we are going, the training of how we are going to implement that in reality, in your daily job. So hopefully you guys like the idea, just like I thought I like it, so I'm going through it. So hopefully you guys like the idea, and hopefully this training going to be informative and easy for you guys. So we'll come back and we'll continue now. So introduction, what we are going to expecting from the CCNA training, what we going to be after we be certified CCNA, Cisco CCNA. Of course, there's a lot of jobs out there for certified CCNA. What kind of jobs? What they going to go? What's the post you're going, or the opening you're going to fill in the enterprises? So that's kind of the first, and how to study, what the difference. That's kind of the first introduction of what we're expecting. So who's the network engineer? That guy. Well, that's funny because every time you go on Google pictures and look for the network engineer, that guy comes up. That guy's like in the middle of a million of cable, trying to find a port and troubleshoot the problem. He's acting like he have a documentation, but obviously he don't have documentation, because dude, what documentation will help in this situation? Yep, we are going to end up finding a lot of cable problem when you get your job. A lot of cabling problems sometimes, and sometimes no, there's some people actually taking care of their cablings. To be honest with you, I'm one of the guys who don't care about cablings. I really don't care. If my company want to do the cablings, they have to hire somebody to do the cablings. I'm not doing the cablings. It's not my job, to find out, where's that cable coming from through the walls and all that things. And then they have to find, there's actually companies we can pay him to come and work on these. But of course, currently my company cannot afford the outage because they're in production network. Well, to be accurate, that is not the data center. And data center, that's not happening at all. But I have a couple sites on outside the data center. They have a cabling problem. I have to work on him. We are actually going to work on him. So the network engineer is kind of that guy. Don't worry about the cables. It's not your job. Sometimes it is, but just in general, it's not. There's companies who's doing cabling. So yeah, that is kind of what you're going to do. So if you're expecting that maybe you're going to be the guy with the tie who's sitting behind his desk and just doing a couple commands, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Depends on where you're working. Sometimes they want you to be in this kind of data center, just troubleshoot a problem. So it depends. Sometimes you're wearing your tie and sitting in your office and just doing commands. Well, welcome to the network life. Alright, so yeah, another funny one. What the people and who's the network engineer? So network engineer, the first one to the left right here, what my friend thinks I do, because every time I'm telling my friends I'm network engineer, they goes like, oh, so you can fix my computer, yes? It's like, dude, I can't fix computer. Just put it that easy. I cannot fix computer. Maybe I know something, but it's not my job. There's the desktop support guys who doing that in the companies. I'm just the network engineer who's not supposed to fix computer. Okay, so yeah, they think I'm fixing computer. No, I'm not. What my mom think I do, yeah, she think I'm like in this kind of hallway looking at the servers and things. What society think I do? Yeah, what's her name? She's from the Jack Power show. She's absolutely IT, and know a lot about network. It's usually she's dealing with a lot of Cisco's equipment sometimes. I've seen the show, so I don't remember her name from Jack Power, the 24 series. What I think I do, yeah, I'm the Matrix. But what I really do, yeah, you're ending up a lot of time hitting your head on the keyboard, don't know what the hell is going on, don't know why you cannot, get to your destination, and then he goes like, I hate the job, and then just hitting your head a couple times the keyboard, and then bam, after hitting your head in the keyboard, he goes like, found it. Keyboard hitting working sometimes. Yeah, don't do that. I'm kidding. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of be hard, but yeah, I'm positive that you guys can do it. So that's another one. Other good one is, well, kind of when you are being network engineer, you are not going to deal with the end user, and that's actually will save you a lot of time and save you a lot of argument and a lot of effort. The people who's usually working with the end user is the desktop support. They're the guys who's dealing with the end user. So whenever there's a ticket in the company, it will come to you. The desktop support will talk to the end user, collecting all the information. If they can solve it, they will. If they can, they will identify if it is a network problem or it is like server team problem, and then they'll transfer the ticket to you with all the required information to work on them. So that's actually what I like about it. You don't have to deal with the end users. You'll end up a lot of time trying to get the user, maybe finding his IP address or something, and he don't know how to do it. That will take you a lot of time, and then a lot of time you are working with the user and somewhere remotely. You're not on the user on the same site, so you have to talk to the user on the phone and tell him how to do blah blah blah, and that's just a lot of work to do. Yeah, there's some user when you ask him to open your Internet Explorer, he goes like, what I should do? Internet what? And you have to tell him open Google or maybe open the internet, because he don't know what the Internet Explorer is. Yeah, there are some user out there who don't know what the hell it is. They know that's icon just to open the internet, but they don't know that icon is actually called Internet Explorer. They never read what the icon is. They just go there, open Google or Yahoo or whatever website they wanted, and that's it. That's what they're doing. So yeah, you're not dealing with end user like this guy here. That's the most funniest one I ever seen. So you're telling the user on the phone. So then you type 0, and then he goes like, is that the uppercase or lowercase 0? Yeah. I guess there is some users like him maybe out there. Anyway, so let's put a definition of who is the network engineer or the network administrator. Is both applying to what you're going to be, a network administrator or network engineer, or there's a lot of other names you're going to get after you get certified. We'll go through them again. So it is an individual that is responsible for the maintenance of computer hardware and software systems that make up a computer network, including the maintenance and monitoring of active data network or coverage infrastructure and related network equipment. Network administrator, let's cover this a little bit. So it says that you're responsible for maintenance of computer hardware and software that's making up a computer network, include maintenance and monitoring. Yes. So what we're going to deal with here in this videos in specific and in your real life after this, you're going to deal with network equipments. And the network equipment, they're just hardware. They're computers that have specific and specialist operating system that's actually designed and built for the network environment. You're going to be in charge of the maintenance and the monitoring of that hardware and the software that actually installed on it. You have to know how to configure that software and tweak it in the way that's actually fit in your environment and in your network. And in our case here, we are going to deal with Cisco equipment. There's a lot of other vendors out there. We'll cover some of them later. But for now, we are going to deal in general with Cisco equipment, Cisco switches, routers, ASAs, which is the adaptive security appliances for security, and a lot of like Cisco's access points, Cisco's active the access control systems, a lot of other Cisco equipment you have to deal with. For now, we are focusing on Cisco's switches and routers. So network administrators are generally mid-level support staff within organizations and do not typically get involved directly with the users. As I said, you're not directly involved with the users. That's the good news. Network administrator focus upon network components within the company's LAN. One LAN is local area network. One is wide area network. So the local area network is under your control most of the time. Wide area network is where the internet service provider can come in place, and you have just to point your last exit of your network forward. The internet service provider will go through that later. Infrastructure ensuring line one infrastructure ensuring integrity, dependency, blah blah blah. Yeah, you have to go through that kind of, because they will ask you in the exam of maybe some kind of the definitions. We'll cover the exams topics later. We'll see what's that. So you can read through that. There's a lot of others. For example, here you are going to do the network addressing assignment. We are going through, actually I'm kind of going to cover that, but I'll show you how to cover it in detail. Implementing of routing protocol, ISIS, OSPF, BGP routing table configuration, and implementation of authentication. So we are going to cover a lot of BGP, OSPF, that's the routing protocol, with another routing protocols like EIGRP, RIP, a lot of other routing protocols, and we're going to cover a lot of in the switching side too. In a smaller organization, network administrator may also technically involve in maintenance and administration of servers, desktop. We've never seen that kind of. They're usually keeping you separated from all these, like, printers or desktops. But sometimes you have to involve printers, because you have, especially the network printers. All the time is the network printers where you have a printer is connected to the network. You have to assign IP address and make sure it's reachable. That's all I have to do. IP phone, absolutely, you have to know some about the IP phones, and so a lot of other things. So duties of a network engineer include network design, technical advice, engineering guidelines, product performance, scalabilities and securities, technical support, new product support, technical consultations, wireless LAN architect, Wi-Fi access point design. You have to deal with Wi-Fi. You have to know some of the Wi-Fi, because all the companies, small, big companies, enterprises, they do have access points. They use a lot of wireless, so you have to know how to maintain your wireless environment. You have to have at least, basic acknowledgement. Because there is in Cisco, I'll show you a certification for Wi-Fi. You don't have to be certified in Wi-Fi, but you have to know like how to configure the access point and how to deploy them. Like at least you don't have to know how to configure. We'll see the wireless controlling system. That's just there's a specific certification for it, but at least like the access point itself, you have to know how to configure it with the name and the password, the SSID and the password and so forth. That's you don't have to go through kind of the duties of the network engineer. Network engineer jobs out there, you can be applying for network engineer. Of course, anybody want a network engineer, you are the network engineer. Packet system and network engineer, IP network engineer, junior network engineer. Actually, you are junior network engineer when you be certified. CCNA, you can apply for junior network engineer. Senior network engineer, after you get your, I would say, like CCNP and behind CCNP, with CCNP, Cisco Certified Network Professional, and more, you can be senior network engineer. And by the way, I know a lot of people who they are senior network engineer and certified CCNA only. So it's not depends on your certification, it depends on your experience. As much as experience you have, you can be on the senior level or even more. So wireless radio access network technologist, IP specialist, network security engineer. The network security engineer is very important. There is certification for security on Cisco paths. We'll show you that too. If you're interested of, how to stop the hackers from hacking in your network, what the technology or the techniques that the hackers use and how to stop them, that's where you are going to be network security engineer. Very good, interested paths I'm going through now. I finished my CCNA training for security, was excited, very, very nice. Going to be CCNP certified security hopefully soon, but I have to go through the data center, CCNP data center first, so my company want me to be certified data center, so I have to do it, which is very nice. It's not I don't like it, I like it, but just wasn't on my agenda for now. I was going to through security, and then that comes up in the way, but security can wait. Wireless core network engineer, technologist, technical marketing engineer, network management, network administrator. That's kind of the jobs that you may find on the network, and you want to apply for them if you're certified CCNA, and there is more, of course. So here we go, the good talk. Money. All right, salaries depends on salary.com, what the network engineer salaries and what they're making. Good news, guys. Stay out there, get more certification, more experience. There's a lot of jobs to you as a network engineer, and they will pay you very good. If you look here, the minimum that the network engineer get paid, and I will say that's this on the CCNA level, is like 55 to 60,000, even more. That's the CCNA level, which I think even there's a lot more. But usually, if you want to get the job quick after you get your certification, you could take the minimum salary. I would say is like 50 to 55, and then it goes all the way up to like 127. And believe me, there is more than that out there salaries for the guys who actually have experience and a lot of certification. If you are kind of that geek who knows a lot about computers and a lot about networks and everything, and you have a lot of certifications, the companies will pay you a lot of money just to maintain their networks and their environment. You are the guy who's running the network. That means you are running the whole infrastructure. You're important. They'll have to pay you very good. So go out there, get certified, go out there, get more experience, get more money. Okay, that is the good thing. So now let's go to it. How to become network engineer? Well, yeah, to get the certification, but people ask, what about college degree? We'll cover this. I want to be a network engineer. Should I take certification or a degree? Well, there's a lot of talk about it out there. Some people goes, certification is my way to get a job, and a lot of people actually recommend certification more than degree. There's a lot of people goes like, that's not fair, because people who study their degree for 4 years, and you're studying your certification in 1 year, and you guys getting even more than them. Sometimes that's true, sometimes not. It depends on what the company needs, what the company requirement for the network engineer. The way I look at it is, the certification is the way to get you the job. and you are going to stay in like the troubleshooting and maintaining of the network, and you're going to stay to spend the rest of your life in the network equipment. You are not, but most likely you are not going to be like in the manager level, because the manager of course need a degree in network management, all that thing, or not network but in IT management in general. So for the guys who want to be like manager or even directors, they need a degree. They won't make you a manager without with the certification only. That's not a standard. Some people will, because you're experienced and you have very good skills, they will make you manager, but in general you have to get the degree. Another very good thing, or very good idea, I was on YouTube. I use YouTube a lot. I'll show you. We're actually going to depends on YouTube of our training. Other thing that's I find, one of a guy, he goes like, what, the certification is a very good way to make money for my college. That's a very good idea. You can go out there, get the certification. It's kind of cheap. The exam is like $200, with the exam material. So you need also is like $500 for the whole thing if you can read online all of that thing without any without you going to any class based training. You can go and download videos and all that thing and read it and go certified. So it's kind of cheap. So these certifications is the way to make money until you get your degree. That's very good idea, very good way of putting it together. So now let's see how Cisco is now putting together the way of being certified, and what we need to know and how to start looking at the certification. So today it's my first day, for example, trying to be certified. How I can start that? Let's start off going to Cisco. So Cisco offering very good training for the networks, a lot of training to be certified. So we go to Cisco and the training. Here we go. All training. And in the all training down here, they're putting in a very good and easy way to find your path and everything. So as you can see, there is a lot of paths for Cisco certifications, and include data center, design, routing, switching, security, service provider, blah blah blah, wireless, everything. You can actually go in any one if you like to. You can be certified design professional, or entry, routing, switching, certified security, certified voice for the guys who's actually interested on the voice over IP, which it is very good. I hate those advertisements. Voice is very nice, very good, but you don't need it as a network engineer, because if you get to the voice, you'll be voice engineer. That's different path. Just like you can be a security engineer. That's a different too. But actually the way I see it is security and routing switches, they're kind of related, and even when they put in the job requirement out there, they're actually going to ask for security experience with your routing and switching. Let me just put my charger on. I'm losing charging here. Here we go. So yeah, they will ask you to be kind of have experience in security, so they're related. We are going to start with the routing and switching. There is start of CCNA, and then you go to the CCNA routing switching. Kind of the same. We are going into the routing and switching now. That's where we're going to start. So here's the routing and switching, and how to be certified routing and switching. We go, down here. There is no prerequisite for it. The prerequisite is either to take one exam to be CCNA certified, which is like big exam. You can be certified CCNA, or you can take ICND1 and then take an ICND2, and both of these will give you the CCNA certification. ICND1 will give you another certification, which is the certified CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Entry Associated, I guess. I'm just not exactly remembering what it stands for, but CCNA. So if we go in here, that's where we're going to start. What I have to cover to pass my first exam. He's like some kind of brief introduction on what you need, and then you go to the exam topic. And here's the exam topic. We are actually, as I said, the way I'm going to put this video is we are going through here and we're going to the details, and we are going to cover one after one of these: how to find them on YouTube, how to find them on Google, how to study for it. And then more likely when we go to the configuration, I'll focus more on the configuration and what we are going to see in real time, real life, when you go out there to the enterprises, and what you can find in the companies and what you need to know. So yeah, we are going through this and cover them one after one, and that's the way I'm going to put the examination, the videos for you guys. How to do the exam, of course, depends where you live. You have to go to VUE and make an account and find the closest test center for you. You schedule online and show up on their door of the day of your exam with, I think, 2 ID they require from you just to identify yourself. You have to tell them exactly that I want to do the exam of, for example, the ICND1, and give them the number of the exam 101. So that's what we're going to cover as the exam topics. Well, how we are going to study for it. For me, here I'm going to show you a lot of YouTube videos for what we have there, and I will go into, let's cover some of the training provider out there who actually, if you want to go and buy some of the greatest training you'll find, my recommendation is to training provider. First one is CBT Nuggets, of course, the best of the best. CBT Nuggets, I do have an account, but you can actually go for like 1 year subscription for, I think, for like $9.99, which is like almost $90 a month. Is worth it because they're opening to you everything. You see, like if you go to the IT training, they covering Cisco, Microsoft, Mac, Linux, Juniper, security, SQL, VMware, wireless. They're covering everything. They're awesome. They're covering everything, and they have the best instructor ever, the best of the best. I recommend CBT Nuggets, and my other recommendation for you guys is INE. They're great too. They do have great training for Cisco only. They're kind of didn't go like to Microsoft or anything else, but they have like the best Cisco training ever. I'm not sure how much it costs. I think it costs the same. It's either like CCIE. I'm not sure what the CCNA will cost, but anyway, they're covering a lot of things. Hate you, advertisements. They're covering a lot of things out there, so if you want to take all that videos, go out there and take them. They're worth it. They're very good. They are very good. So that's, as I said, my recommendation. But of course, I have an account on the CBT Nugget. They're great. If you see, they have a lot of training. So if you go here, you can find like they give you walkthrough of the exam. That's very good idea. Like to go through them before the exam. Then we'll see where's the ICND1 we're covering here. That's the ICND2 right here. Here we go. The ICND1 is Jeremy. Jeremy is one of the best instructor with Keith Barker and Anthony. They're the best instructor in Cisco. Jeremy is covering the introductions and the ICND1 and everything. And you can see, man, they're professional. They're better than me. They'll actually put you on the way of be certified, and not just certification. They'll actually give you a real-time experience. You will use it every day in your real-time work. So thank you everybody for watching with me. That was a good introduction. Next time, see you on the next video. Thank you very much.